The bus is leaving. The bus is leaving. My mother didn't need to raise her voice. Those 4 words carried enough urgency on their own. Growing up, my siblings and I heard them almost daily. It was her signal, her line in the sand. Whatever we were doing, dragging our feet, arguing, daydreaming, it was over. It was time to move. But my mother didn't just move us physically. She had a way of making us aware of our choices, as if every moment came with a quiet fork in the road. Right choice or wrong choice, Mr. Hout? She said it so often that it became a kind of rhythm in my life. And when I didn't quite live up to the right choice, she had another method, names. Not mean-spirited, but sharp enough to land. Why, hello, Wrong Way Wiggins. Nice of you to join us, Obnoxious Ollie. Well, look who showed up, Tardy Timothy. There were many more. Petulant Paul, Drowsy Dave, Loquacious Luke, Disheveled Devon. Each one seemed to capture exactly who I was in that moment. I didn't fully understand the words back then, but I understood the message. Those names reflected my behavior, my attitude, the version of myself I had chosen to be that day. And then there was the name I preferred, Mr. Hout. That name meant something different. Even as a kid, I could feel it carried weight, respect, approval, something earned. At home, my mother had 2 chairs waiting for us when things went sideways. One was the timeout chair. Simple, direct, unavoidable. The other was what she called the leave it there chair. That one was different. It came with a pencil and paper and an expectation. Write it down, she would say, whatever's bothering you, whatever you're thinking. I could leave my frustrations, my excuses, my anger sitting in that chair while I went outside to play, but if I came back and those feelings were still there, unchanged, unresolved, I knew where I'd end up next. Sometimes, though, there was no choice at all. Sometimes I went straight to timeout. But the real lessons, those came in the car. See, in most families, sitting in the front seat, shotgun, was a privilege, a badge of honor. Not in our car. In our car, the front seat meant something else entirely. It meant my mom was about to find stop signs, imaginary ones. I remember one day in particular. I'd been pushing every boundary I could find, picking on my brother until he cried, bothering my sisters, ignoring every warning my mom gave me. I had become, in her words, Billy the Bully. "The bus is leaving, Billy," she said calmly. "You get shotgun." I knew what that meant. We pulled out of the driveway, and within seconds, slam! The car jolted to a stop. Her arm shot across my chest. "Stop!" Then we rolled forward again. Another stretch of road. Another slam. "Stop!" Again and again. After a while, I looked over at her and asked, "Mom, how many stop signs are you going to find today?" She smiled almost to herself. "I don't know." That day, she found 153 of them. And somewhere between the first jolt and the 100th, the noise inside my head finally quieted. Sitting there in that front seat, with the name Billy the Bully hanging over me, I started to see things clearly. I saw my brother's face when I made him cry. I saw my sisters trying to avoid me. I saw my mom, patient, then firm, then out of options. And for the first time, I understood something I hadn't before. I had chosen that version of myself. All those names my mom used, they weren't just jokes. They were mirrors. And the truth was, those versions of me didn't earn much. They didn't get trust. They didn't get rewards. But Mr. Hout, he did. As I got older, the list of names grew shorter. The choices became clearer. I began to understand that Mr. Hout wasn't just a name. It was a standard. It meant dignity, respect, integrity, trust, honor, the kind of person who shows up the right way, even when no one's watching. Looking back now, I realize something else. The bus was never really leaving. It wasn't about being late or getting in the car. The bus was a metaphor, a moving line between cooperation and resistance, between chaos and discipline. My mother wasn't just trying to get us out the door. She was trying to get us to choose who we were going to be that day. And every morning, whether we realized it or not, we decided whether we were getting on that bus.